According to the National Economic Statistics, Kenya's retail sales per capita have been growing at an annual average rate of approximately 7%. Most channels experienced increased growth with a spate of new store openings in the main and upcoming towns across the country.
I think there's been a burgeoning middle class that has been growing over the last 10 years or so with positive GDP rates that has created, if you like, a consumer who wants to consume goods and services of a quality nature. And that opportunity has led to a lot of investment in the retail sector. If you look at the supermarkets, because they're the lead, obviously, with regards to the retail sector, you can see they have grown exponentially over the last 10 years. That has also led to investments in retail property. The number of malls in Nairobi 10 years ago, we had 2 malls. Today we're sitting on 7, 8 malls, and another 5 in development mode. So that investment is what has given impetus to the growth in the retail sector.
The growth is because the economy generally is growing. And Kenya in urban areas is becoming like another China of sorts because the population in urban areas is actually growing. And the preferences of most of these consumers are varied according to the socioeconomic class of each of them. You'll find that those in urban areas, Nairobi, Mombasa, and the rest, urban areas have a lot of classifications again. So you have the upmarket areas, you also have the middle level, you also have the low income.
This growth has not only led to creation of employment and increased development in new and upcoming towns, but has also contributed significantly to the country's gross domestic product.
One of the issues I look at is what kind of employment generation, direct and indirect, are they causing. Of course, there are many. You have people now doing transporting. You have people now who actually have come up, as official and informal brokers between, the retail and sub-retail. In fact, I would say about sub-retail. So we are employing many people. We are spending a lot more fuel. We are also, in terms of moving from one point to another, I would say, that should be able to contribute at least, in my view, not less than 5%, increment over and above what's prevailing on the country's gross domestic product. Yeah.
Despite the remarkable growth, the industry players still face several challenges while running their operations.
Big challenge right now is obviously the country is going through some very tough economic times. With the high interest rates, there's low liquidity. Customers are feeling that the high cost of living is hurting them. We can see that their spend is much more driven by value and quality and need rather than want. Also, there's a political environment that is not very conducive to business in general. And the sooner that settles down, the better it will be for business across the board in Kenya.
For us, the main challenge for both the consumer and the retail marketers is about lack of legal framework, particularly on competition, and second, on the consumer protection. If you look at the competition law under Cap 504 of our country, is that it talks about protecting or regulating the market. But that regulation does not seem to touch on really the fair business practices.
With Africa finally showing signs of significant growth and being notably recognized as the last development frontier in the world, the retail sector will play a vital role in helping to realize its potential.
The retail environment across Africa is highly exciting right now. So we're seeing a lot of new brands, new companies looking at the African landscape and wanting to invest in the African landscape, understanding that this is possibly the last frontier that hasn't experienced the sort of growth that Africa is experiencing. I mean, some countries, Rwanda, Uganda, are doing double-digit GDP growth rates. And that gives confidence with regards to the opportunities there are in Africa. We're seeing a lot of South Africans, for instance, driving into Nigeria because that's just opened up. where you've got over 150 million people as a captive audience. So Africa is interesting right now. There's a lot of inquiries, a lot of research going on with regards to the opportunities available in the retail space. And I think customers, it's only going to benefit customers more because they'll have choice, they'll have variety, and they'll have a competitive environment. So they'll be getting good price and good value. So we're here for the long haul. We're going to be playing in that space to make sure that our customers are getting what they want.
In spite the global economy not being out of the woods yet, the growth of the retail sector is generally favorable. This, coupled with the growth of the Kenyan economy in the recent past, casts a bright light on the future of the retail sector in the country. For Ion Kenya, I'm Lois Washira.